me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the RGR Racing League with their ACS Truck Series. That's the Affordable Construction Specialists. Go check them out for deals in your area. Tonight, we're at Iowa for the Iowa 140. Gonna be a little bit, it's tricky out here tonight. I like it. I'm Dean Doucette. He's Baron Labosco. Baron, Iowa, I mean, it can be tricky at the best of times. I think tonight with this slick car, maybe a little bit more so.
Yeah, Iowa's a great little track out there in a big old cornfield, and fellas love driving the track for its characteristics. But when it's loose, it could be a handful, Dean. And what we do know about it is that 1 and 2 is radically different from 3 and 4. So you're going to see guys hunting lines all over the place tonight.
Well, yeah, and that's the beauty of this track, especially that 3 and 4. We could see as many as 5, 6 different lines taken through there. Very interesting. I can't wait to get into that. And of course, we have a championship here to consider tonight. And, it's not that close, but I guess the possibilities are still there. Newton's in there looking to become 2-time. I mean, what do you think about that, Baron?
Well, and it would be back-to-back too, Dean, and that's something that's very rare in any form of racing, whether it be virtual or not. What we do know is Adam Newton shows up every week to the racetrack ready to compete to the best of his ability. He puts the time in practice. He does everything that's required, even when he has a bad night, salvaging points to the best of his ability. And that makes for a 2-time champion there in Adam Newton, provided we don't have any major snafus tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you said it great, right? He's in here and he's putting in the effort and the work. He shows up every night. He's got a plan. He's executing that plan. So Newton, the man to watch tonight, but we got others. We look in on Bryce Reiner here. He looks like he's going to be fastest in warm-up here. We'll get to the qualifying shortly, but very, very interesting race. I mean, Reiner, Ripka, Claus Williams second in points. You got TJ Bartel just claimed a championship at an old league we used to be a part of there, Baron.
Nice. Well, TJ is a veteran driver. It's good to see him get his trophies and line another one up in that trophy case. Probably the big one this time, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you look at Ripka, champion. George Leal, if he hasn't been champion, he will be soon enough. And Spear, Burrs. I mean, we got a lot of Sheffield out here. I mean, I'm looking for a real spirited race here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of solid players in the field tonight. It's a smaller field, but that's going to mean a lot of green flag racing, and these guys are all pretty fast. Dean, it's going to be a good show tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. Getting down to it here. Just another minute or so in this competition. Of course, this is the last truck season, at least for now. We're going to transition, and we got one more week here. So there's this race and one more, and then we're going into the Gen 6. How about that, Baron?
Well, the Gen 6 car is a handful compared to these truck teams. So as they make the transition from this platform to a different one, guys who typically excel at a looser vehicle are going to find that Gen 6 car to their liking.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be super interesting to see how all that plays out. I mean, I miss that car greatly, Baron.
That's a good car. I mean, a lot of fun to drive. It's got a great sound to it, and I'm a fan as well, Dean.
Well, something else you're a fan of, Baron. It's that time for everybody to rise up out of their seats for the singing of the national anthem by the beautiful Alicia Shipman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the homes of the brave?
Oh my goodness, he's got a beautiful voice, Dean. I love it. So as we're coming to the close of these truck races, I hope we bring Alicia with us.
Absolutely. We'll always bring Alicia with us. We can't thank her enough. Her and Stephen Loomis, the late Stephen Loomis. I mean, it's just awesome. The work that was put into that is, of course, it's one of the toughest songs ever. And on a night where people may be feeling a little patriotic, the election closing up, we're feeling good about going racing here, Baron.
Yeah, half the country's real upset and half the country's real happy right now, Dean. And, with the election closeout, it seems appropriate. Well, let's go racing and celebrate it all.
Absolutely. Nothing really says America like NASCAR racing.
Even in virtual form, right? It's like cryptocurrency, only cooler.
Well, let's talk. I forgot to do the grid. Here we go. Tonight's starting
Yeah.
grid. The Bulldog, the champ, looking to become two-time on the point with a time of 23.412. Reiner on the outside. You got Williams trying to sneak into championship here. He starts third. Ripka fourth. Leland Martin, Helm, and Corey Martin, Sheffield and Lester in the top 10. We'll let you find your favorite driver from there as we're almost ready to go green flag race.
That was going to be a great track tonight, Dean. Really looking forward to this. And, I'm just a little saddened we're going to lose the trucks, but bring on the big cars, Dean. Let's do this.
That's it. Put your big boy pants on, not only for those, but for this here tonight as we get down to it.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag drops quickly after the truck takes to the pit lane. Newton down into one, Reiner on the outside. Not enough up there to sling it, but he's going to filter in, I believe. He will.
Yeah, it looks like, unless he decides to stay up there, Dean. Like I said, some of these guys are going to choose different lines tonight. Tire wear is going to play a factor, but nope, not Reiner. He goes right to the bottom in front of Claus Williams.
Very interesting here. We'll see who survives the bottom, who survives on the top. You're going to have different racers already. You see Ripka a little higher up the track, and Williams blows the corner. Here comes Jason Martin. He's got that American flag on there. He's feeling patriotic, and he's got that wind tunnel TV on the side.
Great looking truck, and it looks like Claus just kind of blew the corner on cold tires there. He'll gather it back up. He'll be fine. But yeah, good looking truck there by Mr. Martin, supporting that wind tunnel TV. I love it.
Meanwhile, Reiner starting to close back in on Newton here. He just set the best lap of the race, so Reiner absolutely flying early on.
Still hunting down the Bulldog, leading this thing, right? We're only 3 laps in, but Reiner looking like he might come to actually win this thing tonight. What do you think?
Well, I mean, he's a great possibility. Reiner's challenges each and every night. I think for a lot of these guys out here, it's always the same question. It's, will they beat themselves, Baron?
Well, that's how you win championships. Don't beat yourself, right?
Well, I could hesitate on what I'm going to say here, Baron. But nonetheless, it's
Early in the event, Dean, we're good to go here, buddy. Just set the tone. I'll carry you with us.
Newton and Reiner fighting for the lead. Ripka hanging in there, and I like what I'm seeing out of Ripka. He's just kind of taking a little different angles and that. I don't know if he's found something or he's searching, but this truck is demanding that you drive it a little differently than normal, Baron.
It would appear he's searching around a little bit, trying to get a little feel for where it is, where it isn't. This is going to change in the course of the event as well, so don't worry about that. Lance is going to find that spot where it's good for him. We'll see where it works out. But ooh, nice and loose. Love the in-car camera there. It looks like Lance, counter steer action there going on.
Yeah, I mean, you can almost drive this truck without the wheel, believe it or not, Baron. This thing, if you just hold it straight and work those pedals, you can get this thing to turn around the corner. So it's very interesting to watch here.
Yeah, to your point, they just kind of nudge it to the bottom, and then they counter steer all the way out to the wall here.
Absolutely. Good three-way battle up there. I'm sure there's more in it. Looks like Claus Williams, like I said, he's in the hunt here. He's sitting in fourth. There's Leo Helm. Brian Helm had a good race going last week. Unfortunately, it did not finish the way he would have liked. Oh, and here we go. Look at this. Darren Bruce coming into the picture with a head of steam. Holy cow.
Rolling that high side. Yeah, good luck for Bruce. Keep chasing down Brandon Sheffield. Good to see Brandon back in the event.
Absolutely. We got Brian Cole back out here. Look at that. Zasby's.
Got a view from the old man. I didn't even see him in the lineup. Good to see Brian out here running around.
Fred Lester right there behind him, along with Jacob Musial, who's up a couple of spots. Good
Mr.
little group
Bartel
here.
on the 69 machine. Yep, my favorite number. We were talking about the on top and on bottom action too earlier, so Dean's getting off to a good start here tonight.
Here we go. Lester takes to the high side, looking to get around Cole, not to be. We check back in up front. Still pretty heated up here. Now what I found, I did a little practice out here, Baron, and you want to pass, but if the guy gives you the bottom, you're just going to have a real hard time trying to get that power down and complete it off the bottom.
Well, we saw this last time they were here, Dean, right? The top side being the favorable way to pass a car. It's going to take some practice. Guys will want to run the bottom, feeling it's the fastest way around. But to get around a guy, you want to, have that inside card pinned to the bottom, make him as loose as possible.
That's exactly right. As these top three seem very evenly matched here. Newton leading Reiner, and then Ripka. You get Claus Williams, Helm, Leal, Sheffield, and now here comes Darren Bruce, who looks like he is absolutely flying up 4 spots and looking to pick up more. Sheffield a little loose.
Yeah, a little slide job there from Darren. Darren needs to get going forward. Like, he's got a little pep in his step, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's the I didn't qualify very well anger, I think.
Well, like we just saw on Tuesday, you can't win these things on hope and joy. You got to do it with practice and hard work. And Darren puts in the hard work week in and week out. So come from the back, not going to be a big problem for Mr. Bruce, but we'll see how it works out.
I mean, I think you just described my problem. I've been riding on hope and joy.
Well, it didn't work out on Tuesday, so I don't know how it would work out for you.
Well, they were just a couple of strippers, I think.
Yes.
Sorry about that, folks.
No, don't apologize. It was a good one. That was a classic.
So
if you're watching Wind Tunnel TV right now on YouTube, record that for us, will you?
Ripka Pie. It's Reiner holding the bottom, and here we go. So Ripka's got I would say, the preferred lane, believe it or not. Can he do something with it? I mean, guys think the bottom's preferred, but when you're pinched down, Baron, it changes, doesn't it?
It does. Nobody likes a good pinching down unless you're hope or joy.
That's correct.
All night, Dean. All night. You open the door, we're just going to be here. I'm here for it. Let's do it.
Adam Newton. How about Newton? You know, we don't talk enough about the guy leading the race. We're pretty consistent, kind of leaving them alone a lot. I mean, you know, he's got the championship. He's got some wins under his belt. And here at Iowa, which, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say a traditional Newton track, but he's out here looking smooth. And let's hop on board even, Baron.
Cool. Let's do it.
I mean, what do you see from Newton here? It's hard to see. There's not much of the wheel showing, but...
Well, you can watch that little red tape bounce around there, Dean. That gives you an idea of how hard he's really working. And right now, you know, so far 1 and 2, he's not working too terribly hard. Truck really being kind to him right now. Coming out of the turn, he's a nice steady wheel. I like the line, and it's proven to be, you know, good for him. He's got himself a 6/10 lead, but is that going to be enough in the long term? I don't think so. It looks like those hands are going to have to get faster.
Well, I think so, but I think that, you know, the hands being quiet can be a good sign as well, can it, Rick?
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
Okay.
If you've got it to the point where it's still going fast and your hands are quiet, that's a sweet spot to be in.
Yeah, and if I'm not, I mean, that's all about throttle control, is it not, Baron?
Yeah, well, it doesn't hurt. You know, in a track where it's notoriously loose, you really kind of want to drive this thing with an egg underneath the wheel, underneath the accelerator. I mean, like, you really got to take care of those rear tires. You lose those tires, and you're in for a long run. That's when the hands have got to get real busy. So if Newton's got that right foot disciplined enough, he should be able to maintain those quiet hands.
Well, you'd be proud of Colin J. Kennedy in the booth on Sunday talking about the egg himself.
All right. Well, Colin J. Gets it, and he's run a few series in his time. He's got to make a Sunday race now that we're in the cars, and I'm home more often.
Brian Cole here leading Jason Martin and Fred Lester, and woo, Lester there, a little avoidance technique.
Yeah, Fred, solid run. We talked about this. You know, he gets those solid runs. Fred being a little snake bit lately. It seems like trouble finds him.
Yeah, and it goes in cycles like that. We've certainly all been trapped in them. This little group here, you got Bruce, Helm, and Sheffield. These are 3 fast cars here, Baron.
Yeah, and doesn't look like they're harassing each other too much right now. Pretty content just to kind of let the race play out. But moving forward, that's a big deal right there. Got to move them forward. Here comes Sheffield.
Yeah, Sheffield. And this is the problem, right? You get a big run off the corner. You head to the bottom. Now, what can you do with it? I mean, it's so tough. You see there, a little loose, but Helm into the wall a little bit. Wow, both guys a little ragged on exit there.
Yeah, the wind changes a little bit on the wheel, and, you know, you're on the top side. You're trying not to dance into the guy below you, but you don't want to give up that spot either if you drive a little hard.
Let's go a little further back here. There's Lester and Martin, Musial, Bartel, Spear, the Toad Man, Todd Gilly. Let's get a zoomed in look on the Toad Man's car. That beautiful Kailu glass truck.
Yep, good looking truck right there.
Yes, sir. Go check them out on Facebook. All of your little, you know, blown glass needs.
That's right. We puff pass with Kailu glass.
There you go. It's been coined. He's still waiting for payment, folks.
Somebody's going to mail me a free deck because of the ACH construction.
One of those Acme ones. They come in a briefcase.
Yeah, it's coming Amazon.
So Newton continues to lay the pace down. I mean, he is still the fastest guy. Well, I say that. Darren Bruce in there as Reiner looks to make a move. Again, though, trying to pass on that low side. I'm telling you, it's near impossible. So it's really, really tricky. I think guys really got to think about how they're attacking these corners, you know, and how can I get to the outside of a guy? As I say, that Reiner may complete this on the bottom.
May pull it off, right? Just boost jinx ourselves.
Well, good for him. I mean, it's tough. It's not, as just proven here, it is doable, but it's just very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's hard, and you know sometimes you don't get it right, and you end up losing 2 spots trying to get one. You know.
And like Bruce right here, Bruce going to get it done. Williams looked for the crossover, but got loose, had to lift. So put Bruce up 6 spots into 5th. He's coming, Baron.
30 laps into the race, and these tires are starting to feel pretty warm. These guys are losing that sure-footed feel. Those brand new tires starting to get a little greasy out there.
And this is a very short race here. 140 laps, 134 laps actually. Going to go by in a blink of an eye here. Guys can do about 60 to 65. I mean, at the high end, you're looking at one stop, get you to 130. That's not going to be enough, is it, Baron?
No, but every time we try to figure pit strategy up here, we bogart it, Dean. So you know.
Are you saying my abacus doesn't work?
I'm out of solutions. Fingers and toes and appendages alike. I can't figure it out sometimes.
You can still count to 11, though, can't you, Baron?
21.
21 even. Okay. So good little race heating up here. Everybody doing great. Cleaning grain. What you see here at RGR. Come check them out, by the way. The RGR Racing League, like I said, moving to the Gen 6 cars in 2 weeks from tonight. So, you know, the time is now. There's not many openings. And, you know, these guys put their people through a little bit of scrutiny, which is a great thing.
Yeah, well, it breeds good racing. So,
really,
yeah, we're all for that. Yep, we're all for that.
So everybody's kind of found their pace, found their thing. We're seeing the top, you know, 6 or so pretty much mirroring each other's times. Is that what you're used to seeing around here?
Well, the tires are going to equalize. So guys are on their own now, right? The good is worn off them, and now you kind of got what you got, you and the machine. So the equalized tires, it's going to be hard to pass now. You might catch a guy, but getting to him and getting around them are 2 different things.
Take a look around at Facebook and YouTube. All quiet here tonight. You think everybody's a little worn out after the last couple of nights, Baron?
You know, I think half the country's pissed and half the country's feeling pretty good right now. And so for our folks that are pissed, tune into Wind Tunnel TV. And for the folks that are having a good night, tune into Wind Tunnel TV, Dean.
We have your solution here. We will bring everybody together, won't we, Baron?
That's absolutely right. We'll do it under the great flag of racing here at Iowa. And I can't think of a better way to cure the blues or celebrate a victory than to watch these boys mix it up at Iowa.
Absolutely. Looking in on Brian Cole. Brian's picked up 3 spots. I love the paint job, by the way. We got some paints we're pretty used to seeing Brian Cole in from other leagues. A little something different here, and it seems like he likes it.
Yeah, a little sponsorship wish list, right? Zaxby's.
Yeah, exactly. Little wiggle there, and you'll see that often here. These guys doing a great job. We're not seeing it as often as what I had thought, but there you did see it. Looked like someone went up the track. Looked like TJ Bartell up there on the high side.
That is searching or losing.
I mean, even in 1 and 2, he's riding high here, trying to keep that thing stable. I mean, it's still got about 20 laps in this run, so, you know, we're going to see. This is far from over. I mean this run. And you can see Reiner starting to close in about a 10th faster than Adam Newton now. There's your distance. Newton to Reiner. There's Ripka. George Leal. And there's another guy who's going to come late in the run. It's the 51, George Leal. Behind him, Bruce and Sheffield. Lester's in already. My goodness.
That's an early one.
Yeah, that's an unscheduled stop right there. Or it could be scheduled. I mean, if you're doing 2 stops, which you're going to have to do, I guess, Baron, it should be, what, 45, 44?
Something like that. Yeah, he's a little bit early, but we'll see what the other guys think, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's still within the window here, so could be a good call. I mean, track position has proven to be pretty important here. Last time by, Newton had a 7.2 to Reiner's 6.8, so slightly faster for Reiner that time. Bruce continuing to match leader, so is Sheffield. This is a good race back here, a race for 5th place between Bruce and Sheffield.
It looks like Bruce got real close to the wall that time, but all good. Just using up all the track where he needs to.
And Sheffield with a run, and you can see, Baron, he is not willing to go to the inside. Smart man. He's like, I gotta get up on the high side of him.
This late in the run, that's going to be the safest and easiest way around. That bottom side's going to get a little looser than he'd probably like.
So a little game going on here between the 15 and 36. Newton out front. Reiner, I mean, that time Reiner about 800s faster. So he's not much faster, but he continues to run him down.
Looks like he had a ton of speed early. Looks like he's kept the gap pretty manageable.
So this is
Never let
interesting
Newton
here.
get away.
Very interesting time in the race here on lap 45. We should see pit stops if people can do math, unless they can stretch it 67 laps. That's a tall order. We'll see if they can do that. I mean, I expected half the field in already, Baron.
Red light.
So we're losing you a little bit. What was that, Baron?
I said, oh, we got this Fred Lester out of the deal.
Yeah, Lester's the only one, and this might be Lester's night. I mean, how about it? What a call. Maybe Fred's got him all covered here. I like it. Newton down low. It looks like he might be coming in. No, sir. Just keeping it smooth. And he's spreading 3 and 4 on the low side. Are you surprised by that, Baron?
I personally like the middle of the high groove in 3 and 4, but I didn't drive the trucks very much with it. These guys may find a really good rhythm down there. Fast way around is wherever the truck is best, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to be a chameleon, right? You got to be able to adjust. Every track, car, combo is a little different on any given day or night, especially when the builds change a little bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So these two, Bruce and Sheffield, are running down Ripka and Leal. And if I look at the times, I mean, Bruce and Sheffield running 23.7s. The leaders running about 23.6s. So they're still not on the leader's pace. And here's Brian Helm coming in. I like it. Still a little late, but hey, he's in here. He's going to have, 83 laps left. So that's, 42, 41 stints. Should be in good shape, the 46.
Well, late or early, whichever way you want to look at it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's early by the field, but he's late by the mass. So, I mean, everybody pushing it a little further than I expect. I'm thinking maybe they can make it 72 laps. Or 67 laps, sorry. As math fails me one more time, Baron.
Damn, Abacus.
Yeah, thing's broken.
Yeah,
Need to download an update for it.
that's right. That's right. Get it.
You know what that is? The heel of my foot, Baron.
Get the firmware all figured out.
So the 34, Corey Martin on pit road. And I'm amazed by this. I'm convinced at this point they are going halfway. There's no way that we'd have 15 guys on the lead lap not pitting yet if they didn't think they could make it to the halfway mark.
Well, they got it sorted out better than we do up here in the booth, so be interesting to see how it plays out.
Let's hop on board with Brandon Sheffield here and get a look and see what he's dealing with as he's behind this 4-car pack.
little bit of a counter steer coming out of 3, 4, I should say. Right.
It's out of Elk River. That sounds like a place I'd like to go. He sends it in a little higher there. That was very interesting there. Almost a diamonding of the corner.
Yeah, I kind of like that myself, kind of the way I drive this track. And down here, you know, you can keep it high, keep it spun up, but everybody's different.
Yeah, and it just seems like no advantage. Different lines, but no real advantage coming forth.
Yeah, that cat in front of him's no slouch, and he's running a completely different line.
Let's hop on board with Darren Bruce here. He come out, and I mean, he was on a mission. He picked up 6 spots, but now he's been locked into this spot for a while. Look a little further back. There's Cole, Martin, Bartel. And I think a few of these guys are starting to move. I mean, you look at Bartel's time now. Still off the pace a little bit from the leaders. There's Musial sitting in 11th place. He's picked up 4 spots. Spear in 12th, up 2. The Toad Man's up 3 into 13th. James Ledford, woo! And he's spinning him off the corner there. He's up 4 into 14th. Brantley up a couple into 15th.
Fresh tires below Ledford. So that's Helm coming through with his fresh tires.
Yep, Brian Helm. So Helm I like this for Helm. I mean, these other guys, if they can't make it, they're in a world of trouble against Lester and Helm. I mean, as long as they didn't mess up anything, these guys are going to be upwards of 15, 20 seconds behind them by the time they pit.
Yep, for sure.
You see Lester right in front of Helm. He's going around on the high side around Gilly. So this is 16th and 17th, but make no mistake, they are in this thing right now as I see it. And only I can see it, Baron.
Well, you've got X-ray vision, Dean.
I got something. That's Brace Reiner here. He's cruising. He's running that kind of funky line too. That's 3 and 4. I kind of like that. I like that second seam off the wall in 3 and 4, Baron.
Yeah, it's whatever feels good, right? It looks like he likes it on the bottom in 1 and 2, and then he'll float a little higher in 3 and 4 and try to keep the motor spun up. But Reiner not letting the Bulldog go anywhere, is he?
He's definitely not. Reiner a little bit quicker here. He just picked up a 10th late in this run. Bryce Reiner closing in on our race leader, Adam Newton, and our championship hopeful, Adam Newton. I mean, with 2 races to go, do you think Newton wants to challenge here? Can he set aside the race car driver, the adrenaline, and let Reiner go if he gets there? Do you think he could do that?
Know that it's that critical at this point. I mean, as long as he doesn't end up in an incident, you know, it's kind of academic what he does with Reiner here. But I mean, if he chooses to race him, I say go for it.
Absolutely. We're all race truck drivers. You know, you can't lay down, right? It's not in the DNA.
Yeah, if you do lay down, you're asking for trouble. You're doing something you're not normally used to doing, and that's where things start to happen, Dean. And another one on pit road here. Good call here.
Yeah, Jason Brantley comes in. We go back up front as they go on by. Jason Martin hit pit road. So this is interesting. Our guys saying they can't make it to, what do we had to make it to 67. So we're almost there now, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and say, I mean, they better make it, but I think they can make it as Reiner gets a little loose off of 4 there.
A little bit of a short pit there. The leader hasn't made his decision to come in.
Jacob Musial is coming in. So lap 65, just a little short of what's needed. This is so interesting. I mean, could this be Helm and Lester, who came in early? They're going to do a 2-stop race. Claus Williams is in. And it's on lap 66.
Oh,
He just misses
buddy.
the barrels.
Ooh, buddy. Don't do that.
So everybody else going to complete 66. They go right on by, so they'll at least come around and complete 67. Not Ripka. Ripka comes in 1 lap early.
Yep.
Cole's coming in as well. All right, things are heating up. The Toad Man on pit road as well. Here's Newton. Let's see if we can't hop on board here right quick and get him coming onto pit road.
There it is, Chip.
That's
Nice
a pretty
and
good
steady, good
entrance
job.
there. That looked good, and that's on schedule, on time. So Newton in great shape. Bryce Reiner assumes the lead. The 14 should be coming in to cover him off. We'll try again to hop on board and catch this.
There we go.
little
Here's the downshift
sooner.
onto the apron. Whoop. Yep.
That's pretty good too, though.
Yep. A little more cautious with it getting in there. Make sure the back end doesn't come around on him. Nice and safe.
Sheffield, Leal, and Bruce all in. Jason Spear goes around. He'll assume the race lead. Into second is going to be Brian Helm. If he can get through in time, I think he can. Coming around now, so Helm will pass everybody on pit road. There's Reiner still sitting there. And Helm has gone by. So Jason Spear out front.
And remember, Helm had those fresh tires, so he made up ground on the field. How long can he hold the lead? Or does he get a caution and a big break?
Yeah, I mean, we look at Helm. Helm, he didn't do as good as I thought. He must have had a couple of baubles, but he's a leader of about 5 seconds over Newton and Reiner. Guys on different strategies. Corey Martin and Fred Lester also on that same strategy as Brian Helm. Race leader, Jason Spear, endless fuel in that machine.
Got a hollow leg.
He must be coming in here shortly, folks. We're on lap 71 now, a 134. A caution would be fantastic for him. Deadly for others.
It has to be his play right now, right? Why else would you stay out that long?
Well, I mean, maybe to make the second run shorter. I really don't know at this point, other than a caution. Woo! As Sheffield blows by on freshies.
Yeah. Yep. I was going to say, there goes the difference in fresh tires versus not.
So Brian Helm, your new race leader. Let's get a zoomed in look on this paint job here. Joe's Racing Products. The car store. Everybody loves the car store, don't they?
I think so.
I mean, I don't really know.
Sounds like a cool place.
It really does. I want to go.
I do too. You know what I bet they have there?
Cars?
Cars, yeah.
Do you think they have women there too, Baron?
Only if they sell the cars.
Well, they do. You know that. There's Newton and Reiner. So status quo between these two. Very interesting. I think Reiner come in 1 lap later, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see if that plays into Bryce Reiner's, future endeavors here. There's Corey Martin currently in 4th. He's up 4 spots on an alternate strategy, though. Ripka has slipped back just a little bit. Done a nice job. There's Sheffield, Leal, Lester on a different strategy, and then Darren Bruce.
And Jason Martin behind him clears out the top 10.
Yeah, Jason Martin rocking the wind tunnel TV machine. It's looking sharp. It's had a few adjustments there. I love it.
Yeah, good looking truck.
There's Claus Williams. Claus trying to sneak in here and steal this championship. He really needs a race here. He needs to pick up some spots and hope Adam Newton has some kind of failure. And anything's possible. We always say it here at RGR, you just wait around. Anything can and will happen, Baron.
Generally correct on that one, and we both jinxed the hell out of it there, didn't we?
We try.
We do.
I mean, I wouldn't say
Both
we got
jinxed the hell out
voodoo
of it.
dolls or anything, but yeah.
No, but we got like cyber vision, and and then we start talking about a driver. He spins and hits the wall. It's the thing. It's the thing.
So Newton falls in behind Helm here. Will this hurt him? He tries to drive off low underneath the Helm. Helm doing a nice job on much older tires here, but down and away goes the 2 machine. So no real harm. 14 has to come in behind here. Looks like he's going to get the position on the bottom. So both guys clear of Brian Helm. Back to the front is Newton.
Yeah, really nice fight here.
Yeah, this is going to be, I mean, if we go green here, these two are so evenly matched, it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, and they nose to tail just the way they like it. Reiner's not letting Adam go anywhere right now, so he's got a leash on the Bulldog.
Here's Martin and Williams along with Brian Cole. Williams looks high, trying to search for some speed through 1 and 2. A little wiggle off the corner, but he's still got some speed there. Claus Williams trying to get the power down. Martin trying to hold him off. You can see there just how much further Williams was able to send it into the corner.
Yeah, the high side prevails.
Now up, Brian Cole. What does he decide to do? He's going to look high as well. Woo! Get a little loose there.
Got a lot of loose there. Any more looser, and you got, like, the gooser.
Look back at Fred Lester. Back in 12th, there's TJ. Word has it, TJ's actually drinking champagne inside of that vehicle. He's celebrating his championship, and he's not so interested here tonight. Lester hits pit road.
Well, if you're gonna sip champagne, you might as well do it in a truck, right?
I think so. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
So lots of movement out here. Bruce fighting, or this is Leo fighting Ripka. Things shaking up.
Yeah, Leo fighting hard on that high side. He's kind of figured it out. If you're going to pass me, we're going to make you earn it.
Yeah, I think he's figured something out for sure. So George Leo back to 5th position. Up front, Newton and Reiner continuing to mirror each other. No more pit stops necessary for these two. So when we look at them here, what does Reiner have to do? I mean, my instincts would have said he had to get it done early. He wasn't able to do that. What can he do now?
At this point, it would feel like Reiner's just pacing him. But you won't know until the later laps when he's got to make that pass how much he saved here,
Well, he's right there in that distance, Baron, where he's still putting heat on a Newton. I mean, it's very frustrating to lead, and if you glance up once in a while, you go, I just can't shake this guy.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's by design here with Reiner. I think Reiner's driving just as hard as he needs to, and hoping he can save something for the end. This thing stays green, Dean. We saw it in the first run. These trucks start to get a little squirrely, and that's no way to make a pass. You got to have something left,
How about Sheffield, Baron? I mean, we've seen him in the first run. He was in traffic a lot of battles. Now he's got clean track, and he is absolutely sailing, beating our leaders by a 10th here. He's up 6 spots.
Yeah, it could be a player at the end of this here, Dean. If he manages his stuff pretty well here, Lord knows he can catch him. He's not that far to go. He's got about 2 seconds.
Yeah, he is definitely in it. George Leo a little further back here. There's Ripka and Bruce. So battles commencing here. Lap 89 and 134. The race just ticking away. Do you feel that when you're driving, Baron? Do you feel the clock ticking, the laps going away?
Dean, it depends on, the kind of driver you are. Like, I've heard guys say, well, I looked up and there was only 10 laps left. And then I've heard other guys say at lap, 17, I felt this. And at lap 24, I felt something different, So guys are different, behind the wheel.
Yeah, that's a great point. Everybody is a little different here. And you can see that here at Iowa with the different lines that they're running. You see there, Bruce, a much different line. Gives him a good drive off. He's got to run if he doesn't scrape the wall there. Brian Helms come in for his second stop now. So that's going to really hurt him. Unfortunately, that strategy not going to play out here tonight.
I think it worked out for him.
You think sometimes, Baron, when you're driving and you're doing that extra stop, you're convinced you can't make it. You wonder how the heck everybody else is making it.
Right. And there's no worse feeling than knowing that you couldn't and you didn't know why.
Right. It is. It's an awful feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in many races and thought I had it won from 10th place, thinking the front 9 are all pit, and none of them do. I can't figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a troubling feeling for sure. But, when you nail it, boy, it feels good.
Yeah, it certainly does. There's Sheffield. Sheffield not gaining time right now, but Leal is coming. So George Leal in 4th place, looking to squeak into a podium finish here one more time. 40 laps remaining. Darren Bruce has gotten by Ripka. He continues his march.
What are you sipping on tonight, Dean?
Well, unfortunately, I've got grape juice, Baron.
Okay. School night, I understand.
I mean, you can't have a drink every night, or can you?
Well, you could. Not good for you. Especially in our age.
Well, age is a problem these days.
That doesn't mean we don't try.
That's right. So Bruce and Ripka there. Claus Williams, another contender here. He is sitting in 7th place. So Claus, with a little work to do, he needs a lot of help. He still needs something to go down with Adam Newton. Jason Martin, nice run in the top 10. Brian Cole's up here. He's up 4th spot. And how about Corey Martin? I think he might be on an alternate strategy, but good to see the car of Corey Martin up here having a nice run in 10th place.
Yeah, I like it. And he's running a Busch car. I like that too.
Yeah, we got booze on the car at least.
Beer? Yep. Good beer too. Drank a case of that in Talladega.
Well, I mean, that's appropriate right there.
That's fixing. Yeah.
Jason Spear, who had that very late pit stop, he is in 11th, and he is, one of the fastest guys on the track. No surprise with that late pit stop.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Fresh tires really showing up big right now.
Wait and see the time at the line here. So 24.60 for him. Bartel right behind with the 6.6. Our leaders are running 7s and 8s. Well, they just dropped to 6 each actually on that lap.
Mm-hmm.
And look at it, it is tightening up here. My goodness, let's hop on board with Reiner one more time.
And we got lap traffic getting in the way here too.
Yeah, that looks like Fred Lester up there they're coming up on. Nice beautiful shot of the interior there. Can see all the gauges. Everything looks good, I think, if I inspect them a little bit, Baron.
The gauges?
Yeah, you ever get overheated?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's hard to do in a short track, but you can do it.
Yeah, a little damage to the nose will usually help that out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember once upon a time we used to be able to control the amount of tape that was on the car. But it was a fine line between overheating and fast.
I was always amazed. I'd be like, I pushed it. I got 54% tape. And someone would say, I got 70. Like, how
Yeah,
in the world are you doing that?
yeah.
So Reiner continuing to stalk Newton for the lead. Sheffield trying to rein him in. Really is just matching them. Everybody very even near the top. Leal matching almost identical time to Sheffield. Bruce a little slower right now. That last lap, that could be a one-net lap anomaly. You got Ripka, Williams, Martin. So everything's staying status quo. Brian Cole, Corey Martin. And here comes Corey Martin. So that strategy not paying off. He's going to come on to pit road. That'll put Jason Spear into the top 10.
Haven't called Jason's name tonight very much. That's a good run right there if he's in the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason out here, he's got his strategy. And the one thing I like about it doesn't matter if I agree with your strategy or not. It's the fact that you've said it, you've stuck to it, and you know what you're doing. Jason Martin on pit road, so that's going to hurt him. That strategy, again, not paying off for those guys, the two stoppers. One stopper's out here, 30 to go here in the Iowa 140, brought to you by the Affordable Construction Specialists. Reiner, a little wiggle off the corner there. So that's the heartbreak. I mean, when they're so even like this, Baron, you work 10 laps to gain a truck length, and in one corner, you lose 3 truck lengths.
Yeah. Yeah, totally a heartbreaking situation. But Ryder always was. We looked in on his truck a couple times, fast hands in there, really kind of hustling the truck versus Adam Newton's very steady Eddie approach. But they're staying with each other, Dean.
Yeah, they definitely are. This is far from over because we've seen how many times races have been won and lost here, even on the last lap. So stay tuned, folks. This thing is certainly going to heat up. Reiner will not give up. And most race cars drivers, I mean, you're going to race till the last, till the checkered.
And he's still searching. He's still looking for speed there. He is. And, he understands the laps are ticking down. So he'll start hunting around a little bit more, see if he's way down on that apron that time.
And what's the difference for the leader, Baron? So the leader, Adam Newton out here, you feel the pressure mid-race, say the first third of the race, you're feeling pressure. But the pressure as the laps get down to that 15, 10 to go, it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Nah, that's a savvy race car driver behind the wheel of that 2 truck. He sees the gap close and then widen. He's got his eye on the rearview mirror, checking out the line that Rainer's running. He's waiting, for this truck to get bigger in his rearview mirror, and then he might start to think about changing his line, try to take away some of that grip.
I mean, it's just been amazing how identical the times have been between these two. We'll get back to the 25 to go. Sheffield starting to heat up a little bit as he closes in on the 48 machine of James Ledford. Ledford a lap down now, but he is in 11th place. A good run so far. Here comes Corey Martin. He's got some freshies. He's going to blow by everybody here.
Yeah, fresh tires wins that battle pretty easily.
Yeah, he just set his personal best lap here at 23.67. There's George Leal. Oh, and Claus Williams. Well, Claus Williams is having some internet issues, so that might be hampering some of his progress here tonight.
Well, it certainly doesn't help him or his competitors. When a truck disappears like that, it's really unnerving.
Look back at Jason Spear and his times. He just ran a 7.2 compared to their leader at a 7.3, so he's got some good pace right now. Bartel, last car in the top 10, and he is running a 7.2 as well. So these guys both running pretty good speeds, but it's going to be too little too late to challenge. As you see, our leader is actually going to come up on them. I mean, they might come up and get lapped them yet.
That's
It's not
possible.
likely. It's possible, not likely, but possible.
Yep.
Reiner has closed in another truck length again, so what's the difference here, Baron? Does he hit some dirty air when he gets this close?
Yeah, well, he's also checking out the line too. He's trying to see where he can pass from. Like we say it all the time. You know, getting there's one thing, passing them's another.
And now Corey Martin gets in there, so may make it a little difficult, but it looked like Reiner had a good high side run, got a little speed. Martin has got to clear these guys and get out of the way, and he'll do just that. Maybe.
Ooh, almost got the wall.
Man,
That could have been a disaster for Reiner.
I mean, well, yeah, and for Martin, you know, like Corey, he don't want to be in this mess. It's just where his car is. Oh, and Reiner on the wall a little bit.
Yeah. He had a big run there for a second.
He did, and he's looking strong there. Again, a great corner by the 14. So it looks like Reiner ready to make his move. We'll hop back on board again and see as he closes right up to the bumper. Little shimmy of the hands there.
Yep, nice drive off.
Looks like he's found his rhythm here.
Yep. Truck's a little uneasy in the center, but he's got it. Runs it up to the wall.
Huge bumps down there and one on the bottom. And it's still the best place to run, so you just got to deal with it, Baron.
Yep, you sure do. Nice run coming out the turn.
What a fight. What a treat we're in for. 17 laps remaining in the Iowa 140. The battle raging on. Get the old drone cam. I don't know. It could make you seasick. This make you a little uneasy here, Baron?
Yeah, that's fine. I like it. Let's do it. Gives me a bird's eye view of what's happening between these two guys. Big battle going on here, Dean.
Oh, sorry. I was looking around the trailers to see what trouble I could find there for a minute.
Hope and Joy. Where are they
Hope
at?
and Joy are down here somewhere.
Start interviewing the kids in the kiddie pool.
Great race between these two. You can see there's Sheffield. A little further back, you'll find Leal, and there's Bruce. We go back up front where this is the best battle on the track. Just happens to be for the race lead.
So Reiner's going to need to start doing something that he's not used to doing, and that's hunting lines right now. You know, he's got that high line working.
Baron.
Yeah, he did. Got that high line working, but
wow, right to the bumper goes the 14. He could nudge him. He's so close.
Trying to loosen him up a little bit there.
And that's what you got to do. You got to get up on that thing. Get him a little uncomfortable. Get that thing a little loose. Disturb that air.
Give a little hot, on there and get him loose. Yep. Oh, he's got a nice run coming out here.
Oh, boy, if he gets on that high side, is he there? No, the door closed by the 2 of Adam Newton. He'll go back up there, though. He's going to try and rip it around. Newton trying to close the door. He's got to be careful. There's a championship to be had here. Reiner gets right on the bumper, gives him a little shove down into 1.
Credit to his spotter there, clearing him. That was great driving by him and his spotter that time. Reiner had 2 big runs, door closed.
This is just phenomenal stuff. These two are going at it. Newton wants to win. He's a race car driver. He's not going to just give it up because he's got a championship on the line.
Hey, windows open, Dean. 10 to go.
Absolutely. The old maroon PC machine of Bryce Reiner trying to catch the machine of Adam Newton. I don't know what to call this machine, but it's the Earnhardt mini scheme paint job.
Yeah, that's the Earnhardt Harlequin scheme, yep. I love that scheme. I want to drive it.
Well, that scheme really came from you in a way, Barry.
Yeah, it did, but as I've seen it throughout the season, it's really grown on me. I love it.
Yeah, good looking car. So Reiner again gets a big run out of 4. What's he going to do with it? He goes to the bottom. Bryce Reiner looking for the race lead with 9 laps remaining. Newton has to go up the track somewhere he hasn't spent a lot of time, but he's good. He holds him off.
Good fighting, good fighting.
I mean, that's a great job by Newton not getting rattled, racing a different line than he has been. But the runs coming from the 14 out of 4 are going to keep putting the heat on Newton.
So Newton moved up a little bit there in anticipation of that run, and the 14 might not have the run he thought. A little loose again.
He is working so hard. Both these guys are. Coming down to 7 to go. Newton and Reiner trying to battle this one out.
Big slide, 4-wheel slide from the 14. You think he ain't driving hard, Dean?
He is driving for everything he's worth. It's unbelievable stuff right now.
Get you some, son.
Back on board with Bryce Reiner. He chases that performance part machine, at least the back bumper part.
Yeah. Yep. Those good wrench colors.
Woo!
Oh, big run, driving really deep there.
That was close, folks. Almost to the bumper. The bump and run almost engaged.
I'd love to see him do it at a 3 and 4. Always got a nice little low run here, but I don't think he's got enough to get by him. No.
It's such a fight. He's coming so close to the wall. Watch him drive it in here.
Go.
Yes, 5 laps. Coming down to 4 to go. Bryce Reiner putting all kinds of heat on Newton. A little touch of the wall. He's done everything. He's slid him. He's hit the wall. He's almost hit Newton, but great driving all around. Control from both drivers.
Well, that's a Johnny Hustle right there. I mean, that was a busy man behind that wheel.
Incredible stuff. A quick look around. You got Sheffield, Leal. Bruce has caught up to Leal, so watch out. We'll keep an eye on that battle. But the main battle up front continuing. It looks like Lester is going to play a factor here. This could be important.
Oh, Reiner hit the wall again.
Yeah, that might do it. That gives a little bit of breathing room to the 2 of Newton. Reiner is just pushing that machine beyond its limits right now.
Well, got 3 laps to go. No time to cool it off now. You got to run.
You got what you got. You got to send it. 2 to go. Adam Newton trying to hold off Bryce Reiner. Quick check in on Darren Bruce trying to chase down Leal. Nothing doing there right now. This battle remains. Reiner closes in one more time. Coming down to the white flag. Reiner heads up high, looks for a big run. He's got it. Can he hold on to it? He does. Here we go. Coming down to the final lap. Reiner, I thought, was going to go low. Nothing doing. Newton goes up to put a block up there. Reiner with power down. Does he have the run? Final corner. Bryce Reiner down low. He's getting underneath them. Not quite. Oh, almost contact. Reiner drives it into the wall and loses it. Newton's going to win the race. Reiner slides into pit road. Holy cow, folks. Leal holds off Bruce.
That's a hell of a way to finish second.
That's an awesome way to finish second. He left it all out there. But the man of the hour, the Bulldog, Adam Newton, holding him off. What a drive, man. Holy cow.
Absolutely. Dominant drive. Wire to wire here, Dean. That was great.
It was phenomenal racing up here. When you got a guy of Reiner's caliber up there just putting heat on you lap after lap, he never flinched, the 2, Baron.
Any question who wants this championship?
Oh, he wants it. He wants it bad, and he wants the burnout championship too. To make no mistake about that, Baron. He's trying to dog walk that thing down. I bet that one, a good one. Not his best though. We've seen some stellar burnouts from the 2 machine, and he's back in victory lane. Incredible race here tonight.
Yeah, it sure was.
Let's check in on our race results here. You got Adam Newton, Reiner, Sheffield, Leal, and Bruce. Ripke comes home sixth. Brian Cole with a nice seventh place. Bartel comes up to eighth. Spear ninth. Claus Williams in 10th. That's really, this might close out the championship with Williams down here in 10th. We'll have to look at that. Helm with the alternate strategy in 11th. Ledford, Martin, Lester, Gilly, Jason Martin, Jason Brantley, and Jacob Musial here. Not Brantley or Musial's night here tonight.
Oh, hell of a race here at Iowa. If you didn't finish on the lead lap, that's because it was a blistering pace set by that two machine. That is wire-to-wire dominance, Dean. That was just awesome to watch.
It really was. Phenomenal, phenomenal stuff. Let's take a short commercial break. We'll come back and get some race interviews done. Back here at Iowa Speedway, Adam Newton, the Bulldog, in victory lane. Baron Quick here tonight. You know, it was a great race, but no cautions, just hard racing.
Yeah, it sure was. Front to back and all over the track. It was a great race. Happy to see the Adam Newton go ahead and solidify his championship hopes here. It'd take a small miracle and knock him out of that top spot now.
It really would. I mean, there's no doubt he is in a dominant position right now, championship wise. But right now, we turn our attentions to the 36 machine of Brandon Sheffield, up 6 spots, finishing third. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thanks, man. Glad to be back. It's been a while since we've been in the booth.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, everybody's a while is a little different. Yours not so long, Brandon, but I feel you, man. You look good out there tonight. You know, qualifying track position. I mean, when you go green, it's highly important, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is for sure, but I don't know. At the same point, if you look at my last few races, I've been qualifying up front and it hasn't been working out for me. So this was kind of a reset night where I just wanted to, you know, qualify mid-pack, run mid-pack, save a bunch, make sure you could do it on one stop, and then after you made the pit stop and knew you had the fuel to make it, then go see what you had.
So you pick up 6 spots out here, Brandon. Tell us a little bit about how the car drives and how the passing was made. I mean, it seemed like when you were racing at least equal cars, the bottom was kind of tough to make passes.
It was for sure. I do love Iowa because you can move around here, unlike a lot of tracks that are one groove, especially in the truck. That's super hard to pass in. So yeah, most of the time what I was trying to do was get, you know, run that first seam, you know, one lane up from where the bottom was, where a lot of guys were running. I just try to build some momentum that way. And quite honestly, I didn't have to race anybody too hard. Everybody was super nice. I had a lot of guys let me go, which I'm very thankful for.
Well, one race remaining here. It's at Auto Club. Let's start there. How are you feeling about Auto Club?
Well, we remember Michigan, unfortunately, and how that worked out. Great finish, but about 4 inches short of where I wanted to be. So excited to go back to Auto Club. I mean, it races much like Michigan, so I would expect a very similar race. So we'll all be on top of each other. Passes will be hard to make. It should be a good race to call for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. They're all great races for us to call here at RGR Racing, man. And we look forward, you know, to next season now. Gen 6 machines. How are you feeling about that?
I don't have a lot of experience in the Gen 6. I did run them a little bit when they were, you know, the current Cup car back in whenever that was, 2021. What I remember is you could build runs in them. Everybody was on top of each other, and you could be really aggressive in them. So I'm excited for that. I feel like these trucks just don't have enough downforce anymore to be able to, you know, create runs and make passes on people. So you just end up stuck behind people. So I'm hoping the Gen 6 will take care of that. I'm excited to go try them out.
All right, man. Well, we're excited to see you, man. We're excited for this third place finish tonight. Congratulations on that. And we'll turn the mic over to you, brother.
Yeah, I got to thank you guys for an awesome broadcast as always. Really appreciate you guys being here all season. It's super fun to have consistent announcers, especially your guys' quality, to put on the quality broadcasts that you guys do week in, week out. It's awesome. Got to thank the RGR guys. They put on a great league. I'm excited to see where this next season goes. Got to thank the guys we raced with tonight. A bunch of guys, were really respectful out there. Darren and George, and of course Bryce and Adam. Those guys are fast every week. The boys over at GDR, none of them could make it tonight, unfortunately. Jason, his wife had a birthday tonight, so happy birthday, Marcia. Derek was a little under the weather, and I think Nick and Ed are both on vacation. So, Kate Hammond Foundation on the truck, KateHammondFoundation.org if you want to learn more. Ed Kane CPA if you need some tax help. Tax season's always around the corner. Thanks, guys.
All right, Baron, you could use some tax help, couldn't you? That's Brandon Sheffield, third place finisher.
Well, Sheffield's probably going to charge me less money than H&R Block keeps charging me every year, so I'll have to talk to him about it. But I'm here with Bryce Reiner in the number 14 machine. Bryce finishing second tonight. Bryce, what did you need to get around Adam Newton tonight?
The silence is pretty loud. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I tried a bunch of stuff, but I just couldn't get him.
Well, it looked like you threw the kitchen sink at it in the last 5 laps there. We thought maybe you were pacing yourself. Was that the case, or were you fighting this thing for all it was worth?
Yeah, I was. Before the race, it had a 67.7 laps of fuel. So if you take that with the 134 laps that we got to run, that's literally directly in the middle. So I was running with Adam the whole entire time, just coasting into the corner, saving some gas, and got to lap 68, pitted, and I knew I was pretty good. Talked to Adam. He was short on fuel, but I was just sitting behind him, waiting to make my move. I didn't want to make it way too early, so that's why I waited to the last 10 laps that you saw me trying everything to throw at him. Even the crossover, top to bottom, middle, anything. Nothing.
Nothing happened, nothing working. Sometimes that's the way it is. We just heard from Brandon Sheffield. He said sometimes these trucks are hard to pass in. Are you looking forward to the Gen 6 transition?
I came onto the service when the Gen 6 weren't there. It was the next gen, so it's going to be a learning curve, but I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be entertaining like always, and definitely look forward for the Gen 6s, that's for sure.
It's going to be a good time. Bryce, thank you for joining us again tonight. Second place finisher, Dean. Bryce Reiner in the number 14 machine.
Yeah, what a nice job he did, and especially putting on a show here for us in the booth, harassing the Bulldog, the number 2, Adam Newton down in victory lane. Adam, you stopped all the advances, man. Congratulations on this victory.
Yeah, and I was just informed that clinched the championship for me, and I am, oh God, man, I don't even know what to say.
Well, let me say it first. How you doing? 2-time.
Yeah.
Man, to do that in this league with this group of guys, that is something special, because that was some competition. I didn't think I could pull it off.
Well, before I get too serious, Adam, I'd like to ask you, have you ever been called a 2-timer before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, no, I've been 7-time in one league, but never, not in iracing.
Anyway, we were highly impressed, man. It looked like you kept your car stable all night, Adam. I don't remember seeing you get loose. I don't remember hitting the wall. How key was it to just be smooth and constant all night?
Well, I used what you taught me, and that was the key. You always preach, don't get loose. And my tire wear was phenomenal. The truck had great speed, and just tried to hit my marks and tried to stay in front of Bryce as much as I could. And I had to save gas on top of that. And it worked out, man. It worked out.
Well, you were predominantly running the bottom line, I think, in both corners, Adam. Now, late in the race, Brace gets underneath you. You got to run a slightly different line to hold him off. I mean, did it upset you? Was it, unsettling, let's say, for you? It looked like you handled it very well.
No, it didn't upset me. I knew he was going to have to make his run at some point, and I knew from me not being able to get around Greg Ratliff here last season that you can run that line, but it's a little bit looser. But you get a great run off the corner, and it kills the momentum on the bottom. But I really needed that bottom because that's where I felt the best during the entire race.
I'm going to throw it to Baron here for a second. Baron, you got anything for our two-time champion here?
To back Adam, we talked about it week in and week out about your consistency and your dedication to practicing and whatnot. Tell us a little bit about what this season means versus last season's championship.
Last season after getting my feet wet with this group, I mean, this one was so much more competitive. With Bryce coming in, you had Brandon, you had Claus still in the mix. George, was it's so many fast guys in here.
Ratliff,
And
Ripka,
Ratliff, yeah, I mean
Bruce, Neil.
Bernie, yeah, I mean I could just keep going on and on and on. I mean, and it's to beat these guys. I mean, it means a lot. It really does, because
And you
uh,
and you even got behind the eight ball a little bit. We had a couple races there. You found some trouble. You had a bad pitch strategy one race. It caught you a lap down. Like this was not an easy. This was not an easy season in terms of overall performance either. But you strung together enough wins to get there, didn't you?
yeah, I mean top tens, top fives, but not like top threes. That part of the consistency, but I knew I was going to come down the stretch to some tracks that were really strong for me. And that played into my favor to a certain point. But, you know, I don't know if I'd be speaking about the championship if Brandon didn't have his trouble, a couple weeks ago, but I had my trouble with him. So,
Right.
It was certainly a lot more challenging.
Well, it was a hell of a season. It was a hell of a drive. You got one more race in store. Wire to wire tonight, Adam. Congratulations. You cannot coronate any better than that.
And no, it's the icing on the cake, especially, to do that with this group of guys, y'all watching the booth, and you know, I know you've given me pointers over the seasons of racing, Marin, and Dean's tutelage, and my teammates, Jason, Darren, Bernie, TJ, um, Joey. I mean, uh,
Don't forget your
golly,
paint
man.
job.
Yeah, and Scott for doing his paint job and being a nuisance to me at times. Um, and Jason Martin and just the competition and clean racing from the fellow racers, and I appreciate what Bryce did and Brandon and Todd, and you know we still think about our sponsors, Live Church, East Coast Web Printing, Regal Wraps, Mama Jeans, of course. Susan, we're still keeping you in your prayers. Hope you still get stronger. And one person that always picks on me in that group, and he's a special dude too, is Buckshot. Buckshot is a class act competitor too, and you know he's got speed, and I think he might get the Xfinity deal. But and that's a statement as well in that league, that series as well.
Well, Adam, I mean, a class act here, the way you handle these championships. We've heard it from you before. We've heard the emotion in your voice before. Again, you prove yourself a class act here, a great representative, a great champion, two-time champion here at RGR. Congratulations, brother. I think you really shouted out everything. So, man, I mean, you got anything else you want to say here, Adam?
Yeah, thank you all, and um, Man, I don't know what to say. I really do not. I mean, you
Well,
know how hard it is to pull this stuff off.
it's absolutely very difficult, and you got to be on your game all year, Adam. You were just that, man. I can't congratulate you enough. You put in the work, not just this season, but for seasons, for years getting here. So, congrats on the hard work paying off, man. You're forever known as a two-time champ here, and we know you'll be going for more.
Yeah, and um, man, what a good way to go out for the end of the truck season, right?
Absolutely. And next week, maybe we'll get you some in car time there and see if we can't distract you a little bit as you ride around in a victory formation next week at Auto Club. Adam, congrats, brother. Baron, Adam Newton, the number 2, the Bulldog, two-time champion.
Back to back, can't do it any better. Wire to wire, doesn't get any better than that, Dean. That is an exclamation point on a really fantastic season.
And if you're going to clinch one, especially a race early, how about you do it with a victory? I mean, what a victory here tonight. Great race. Phenomenal green flag racing here at Iowa. I love it. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Of course, we got the coverage every Thursday, 9:10 p.m. But we got one more to go here. That's the Auto Club, and it'll be a good one, folks. You want to talk about multiple grooves and stuff, guys? We running around. It'll be a great race. Come and check it out. For myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Baron Labosco, that's going to wrap it up from Iowa Speedway, and we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.